Yes. I was calling for Captain. Let's see. Do you know Sergeant Pruitt? No, I want to speak to who's ever in charge of Sergeant Pruitt. What is going on? I'm sorry. Oh, uh, okay. Hold on. Let me get you over to him. Give me 1 second, okay? Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. What's your name? My name is Mrs. Edwards. And it is in regards to a complaint? Yes. Okay, Edward, Miss Edward? Yes. Okay, hold on a second. Yeah. Mhm. 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 Piece of paper over. Yeah. Morning, PIP Lieutenant Healy, may I help you? Yes, who am I speaking to? This is Lieutenant John Healy with the Public Integrity Bureau for Investigation. Oh, okay. I'm not sure if I spoke to you recently, but um okay. Well, I was calling to make a complaint about the person who was in charge of my brother's case. What? Okay. Right, ma'am. Can I get your name, please? Yes. My name is Mrs. Edwards, Edwards. Can I get your first name, please? No, I'm not gonna give it. Good. Okay. And this is a good contact number for you? Yes. It was a 302 number? Yeah. Yes. Yes. Looks like 302 983 1330. Yes. No. Good. All right. I think what else is on the form? What about home address? Yeah, no. Okay, no, okay. Can you tell me what your complaint is on Sergeant Pruitt? Yes. So she's been handling a case where my brother was shot by the police. Um, and she don't have any answers. She hasn't been giving us any answers. And she's been giving us answers, but there was false information. Anything that she did give was false. And yeah, we I'm not understanding. What is your name? I'm sorry. I'm Lieutenant John Healy, ma'am. I was in the meeting with you, believe. Yeah, on Wednesday. Okay. Yeah, Wednesday. Wednesday. Yeah. Okay. I thought I recognized your name. So, well, you already know, right? Because like you was at the meeting, and the meeting, like, she told us that my brother was shot in the shoulder. She also told us that my brother was paralyzed from the shoulders down. She was giving us information that she said she was getting from the doctor, but in that meeting, she informed us that for the first time that she was getting the information from my brother, right? And So, I mean, and then she didn't even know that he was charged. So she informed my sister on later on Wednesday that he was charged officially on Monday. But in the meeting, she said that he wasn't charged yet. So I asked her yesterday, like who's in charge of the investigation? Because if she don't know what's going on, if she getting the information after the fact, then somebody else must be the person who's maybe they're the ones who's doing it, and she is the person they supposed to report to. And if that's true, then they're not reporting to her, or she's not reporting information to us.
So I think I don't know how much Sergeant Clue explained through like how the process goes, but so what the Public Integrity Bureau Force Investigation Team investigates is strictly the officer involved shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Heard before it is being handled by the first district. So it's accurate in that the Public Integrity Bureau Force Investigation Team has not brought charges against your brother as of today. All the charges the charge that's on your brother for what he was arrested for was brought by the third district, which is separate from Public Integrity Bureau. So what she's saying, where she's getting the information from, is likely going to be the lead investigator.
Okay, yeah, but she never said that, right? She didn't even say that. She didn't say that in that meeting, neither. This is my first time hearing what you're telling me now. So there's two. So y'all are investigating the shooting. So right? I'm sorry.
Correct.
Oh, okay. So when I asked questions about the officers that was involved in the shooting, we didn't get any information. Like she didn't. There was questions about was there contact with my brother before the shooting? There was and by whom? And she said she didn't know. And so
So I mean, again, all that is under investigation. The shooting happened a week ago, and there's a lot of moving parts to it. So
you mean 2 weeks ago? You mean 2 weeks ago, right?
Yes, ma'am. 2 weeks ago. My apology. My apology. Um, I was actually out last week, and this is actually my first week back since the shooting. So yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
Um, so yeah, there are a lot of moving parts with it, and some of the items she is getting is from the other district. But remember, I remember him giving his weapon that was off the music.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she finally gave that to us that during that meeting. Um so
And
right, right. He sounded like he was excited um to do that. So is what is his status right now? On the job.
like, is he on death duty or something? Or is it
Yeah, is he on desk duty? Is he on paid leave? Is what? Yeah, I'm asking. Yeah.
So initially, after the shooting, he was placed on death duty, but he has since been reinstated to full.
Okay, full duty. And what? So I guess there's some findings that would make him be on full duty, or I could be wrong. What would have him after being excited to shoot my brother in the back, um, to be back on full duty?
They go through what is it, like a post incident briefing with our department psychologist for the fact termination.
Okay, so you invest y'all department investigates the shooting. Is that just for show or like or y'all just haven't come up with a finding yet?
finding it. I mean, man, but Jason is still in its infancy.
Mm-hmm.
Actually bifurcated, meaning that our investigation is actually split into. So I have Sergeant Pruitt handling criminal portion of the officer involved shooting investigation. And I have another investigator, police investigator Taylor Reinhardt, who's handling administrative portion of the officer involved shooting. So Sergeant Pruitt is looking at any potential criminal violations by the officer
Mm-hmm.
and or the suspect.
That's
Investigator Reinhardt is looking at any potential policy violations by not only that the officer who fired the gun, but anybody else who made contact with your brother during the incident,
okay.
as well as any issues with tactics, training, policy recommendations like that. So it's almost like a whole investigation into the officer involved shooting.
Okay. So, I don't, thank God y'all haven't shot anybody else in my family prior to this. It's sad that it happened this time. But so you're saying that there's an investigation, no findings. He was put on desk duty, but he's now back on the street, excited to shoot somebody in the back, even without findings. So what's the reason for him being on desk duty? Just to make sure he's mentally stable so he could go back out and shoot somebody else in the back?
So the reason we put him on desk duty is just to make sure that he
shooting somebody else in the back?
No, ma'am, that's not the reason, ma'am.
Okay. So, and the reason he's not on desk duty any longer is because he's back out there so he can shoot somebody else in the back?
No, ma'am, that's not the reason he's back on the street. He went through post-critical incident briefing, and he was cleared by the command staff of the NOPD and the Department for Service.
And do they know that he was psychotic and excited to shoot my brother in the back?
What typically happens during these decisions is the CO is reviewed.
Right, but y'all shared the video to me, my family, and the world, and he was excited to shoot my brother in the back. Y'all didn't hear that?
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay, because you did.
Is being investigated, ma'am, under both criminal and administrative portions of the.
Okay, so I would like a FOIA on that officer, Officer Muse. So I'm gonna tell you what I would like. Will you?
So let me stop you because I don't want you to repeat, because we don't handle the FOIA request. I can tell you how to file one.
So
it's actually done online.
Yeah, I should be able to do one on the phone with somebody actively at the right now. Now, if you don't want to do it, you could transfer me to someone else who does, but any government facility I could do a FOIA. And since I should be.
They're the ones who would handle the fulfillment of the public records.
Yeah, but I should be able to fill one with anyone in the, I should be able to talk to someone and.
I'm gonna get the phone number. But you don't think for reflect.
Mm-hmm. I thought it's a law where I could do it any government building.
No, man, I'm not familiar with that.
Do you know the Constitution? Do you know you don't know the Constitution? You don't know? Yeah, the 4 years, yeah.
So the records room, we're ready to write it down.
Okay, yes.
It's area code 504. 58.
Okay.
5455.
55?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Area code 504.
Yeah.
658
Uh-huh.
5455. And they are open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to, I don't know why they give two different times. They say it's open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. until 2:45 p.m., but then it says the office closes at 3 p.m.
Oh, okay.
So I get a call from between 9 and 2:45, Central Standard Time.
Okay.
Also, there's a way, they may tell you to go to this website, but I'll give it to you, but they may be able to either take it over the phone, right?
Okay.
But that's where the new is Google, Orland, hold on one second.
Yeah. Okay.
Orland, next, what? I think that's from Orland, next, NEXT, and then report. And it'll come up with a website called Civic Plus, and that's how the FOIA request.
Okay. And would I be able to like just because the reason I want to have somebody do it is because I don't know all the officers involved. I just know Muse, MUSC, and I want, I want his pay stubs, want any incidents that he's had ever since he's been working with you. I I want his yeah.
Say something to the effect like you want that information from Officer Muse along with any other officer involved in this incident.
Okay.
What they will do is will reach out to us, and the only thing about the FOIA is it's an open investigation, but they'll give you what they can give you until the investigation is finalized. They'll explain it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So y'all still investigating a police officer who's back at work is basically what y'all saying.
Yes, man. That's not a usual occurrence.
Right.
That's not something that we ignore.
Right, right. So but you're still investigating him, and so there might be some criminal charges possibly. Is that a thing? Like, could that happen? Or like y'all just doing the investigation for sure?
So our criminal investigation can be charges against the officer or additional charges against the subject before. So that is a possibility depending on the findings of the event. Then all our criminal investigations are submitted to the Civil Rights Division of the Orange Parish District Attorney's Office as well.
Okay. So you say there's another district that the one who put the charges? Who is that? And can you give me that number?
Yes, ma'am. That's NOPD First District.
First district. Okay.
And their number is area code 504
Mm-hmm.
58
Okay.
6010.
10. And is there anybody in particular I should ask for?
Let me see who's the detective on it. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Um, like the lead detective on it is going to be
Almost. Well,
W
Oh, TZ. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, well, and is that who I need to contact to find out about my brother status in the hospital? Because like we can't talk to him. They not talking to us. Still,
Call you yesterday.
no, she called me and then she ended up hanging up. She told me she was just calling me to let me know that he was finally booked and that he was. Yeah, I have the information, but I thought just a minute, like not a minute, but I think maybe about 10 minutes ago, or maybe a little longer, I had mentioned that he was booked, and you said no, he wasn't. He had Monday on the 10th. Well, on the 10th, yeah. No, I was saying, yeah, we booked on the 10th, and he supposed to be before. I think he had court on the 11th, which meant. But then we was in a meeting the following day, and she didn't know that. Like I'm,
Being guarded by the first because they're the ones who made the arrest on or issued the arrest warrant. So it was them who it was the first district that made the request to the sheriff's office. They basically booked him while he was still being treated in the hospital.
mm,
According to this, yeah, he was booked on the 10th. Looks like
right.
and holding facility is at the Orleans Justice Center. So I wonder if he's been transferred to jail. Or if they put that anyway, even when there were no books. That's interesting. But yeah, according to this, he was booked on November 10th at
Yeah.
like 4:13 p.m.
Yes.
Central Standard Time.
Mhm.
On that one charge of attempted armed robbery with a firearm. So once he's in the custody of the sheriff's office, which he is, basically you have to go through them to speak to your brother.
Okay.
You have their contact information?
Is that the number you gave me, the Thomas Wilkes?
No. Thomas Wilson, person actually charged the brother.
Right.
That's the detective in charge of the case. This is a completely separate law enforcement agency that handles the jail and security and transporting inmates back and forth to court and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Okay, so can I get that information?
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can find a number for you. Looks like the best phone number for you would be I guess it'd be inmate visitation. I'm sorry, detainee visiting hours. So phone number is, are you ready?
Yes.
There's two of them, so I'll give you the first one. It's area code 504-202-8272
Mhm.
and 504-202-9418.
Mhm.
And I don't know all it says is detainee visiting hours. So, but that is the sheriff's office. That is I guess that'd be the best department that would be able to give you that information about visitation and or speaking to your brother.
Okay. Who is the New Orleans sheriff? Who is that?
That's the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, who is the sheriff?
Oh, who is the sheriff? I'm sorry. It's Sheriff Susan Hudson. Hutson.
Okay. Hmm. A woman. Okay. Susan Hudson. So she's the sheriff, but this is the department. And so the Thomas Wilkes, that is the person that's the detective who arrested him.
That's the NOPD detective who charged him, yes, ma'am.
NOPD. Okay. And then the sheriff is who I need to go, the office to go through seeing him in the hospital and or getting information from the hospital.
Right. If he's still in the hospital or when he eventually transferred to the Orleans Justice Center, which is the name of our terrorist prison.
Okay.
Facilitate you making contact with him. Should he now in our custody and he's actually in their custody.
Okay.
So, on their website, you can actually check on sources too.
Okay.
There's something called Docket Master where you put your brother's information in there and it'll basically tell you like what happened when he went to court, when's the next court date, like that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look that up. But okay, so y'all still investigating. We're gonna make sure of that, right? So that's still happening.
Yes, ma'am. Both investigations are still active and ongoing.
Okay.
And the criminal investigations into the lawsuit.
Okay. So when you say the criminal, that you mean both sides. You're looking at both sides. Uh-huh.
Administrative looks at basically administrative violations such as violations of policy, you know, what a tactics banned, you know, training issues uncovered during that investigation, any sort of equipment that, you know, malfunctioned or maybe the officer could have had that maybe would have led to a different outcome or something like that. That's what the administrative process is.
Right. Okay. Okay. So when y'all close it or before y'all close it, will we be notified or am I supposed to continuously call y'all? I just need to know because I call every day, you know.
No, we don't typically notify the family once we close the investigation. You know, we typically don't do that.
Okay. So I should call every day.
You can call every month. I wouldn't call every day because I mean it's gonna take a minute before you know, before we close it. I mean, like I said, we have both and then the administrative investigation. There's a lot of moving parts with that one too. So
okay. So yeah, I have one other question. So are y'all the federal organizations who's overseeing New Orleans or no? Like are you the state? Because I know the federal is looking in, right? Y'all under federal for the
about the consent decree, the federal the consent decree that we're under.
Is that what it is? What that mean? Exactly.
Basically, that was the court-ordered reforms that we agreed to, and that, you know, that we're being monitored by basically a law firm.
Yeah, yeah,
Fine.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. No, so we're a city police department, but we are under a consent decree as of today, and we are being monitored by that law firm that basically reports to the federal judge as to whether or not we're in compliance.
Okay. And so what's the law firm name?
Oh, Shepard Mullen.
Shepherd Mull.
Give me a second. Let me see something. I think they have their separate. I think they have a separate line just for. Yeah, so you can go monitor. So let me see if I can find a number. So you'll go contact them. This, no, it's just kind of like you can kind of leave them, fill out a form and I guess it'll go to them, but I don't see a phone number for them.
Okay.
But hold on, let me see if I can find that law firm name. I did spell it. CPARD is the first name,
Okay.
and the last name is MULLIN.
OIN. Okay.
Yeah, MULLIN. Looks like they're based in Texas, Dallas, Texas.
Okay. 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 So I have that, and so usually these investigations last months, is what you're saying?
Yeah, they can take a couple months before they finalize.
Okay.
Must be finalized when both the criminal and administrative investigations close, and then it's got to go to our youth support review board, who's going to look at it and basically hear the facts of the case, and then they're going to basically make a determination as to whether or not the involved parties' actions or the officer's actions were within departmental, regulations, policies, and guidelines, or outside of that.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
sounds good. Okay, so I got the law firm. I do have your number in case, but I am because Lord, like if like the information you're giving me, if she had given me, we would have kind of more understood that I should be calling a whole different sheriff just to talk to my brother or the doctor. So, but that was never expressed to us.
Well, he wasn't in the sheriff's custody until that date, I guess. So if you'd have called them, they'd have said we don't have him in our custody, and they'd have referred you back to us. So that's why she didn't give you that information.
Okay, but she also didn't say that she didn't know where my brother, was. She kept telling us that we had to talk to the hospital, but the hospital was telling us he was in custody and he wasn't in their system. So, like for 2 weeks until last week when I had to ask for her captain's number, then she reach out and then I was able to speak to him. And
Captain, or speak to your brother?
speak to my brother and the doctor just to get
Okay.
any information. So for 2 weeks, well, no, I'm sorry, it was a 1 week. It's 2 weeks now. For a whole week, we didn't know what was going on. And she was giving us information that we knew was incorrect because
The CID charges, CID charges, like let's say we had charged your brother, we would have a lot more information than we did because we would be the actual unit charging your brother. So we'd have to do all the paperwork. We'd know who's sitting on him, his up to the minute condition and stuff like that. But because another district charged him, that's kind of why we have to call around to get that information about that, because he was actually being guarded by the first district until the moment that the sheriff's office took custody of him.
right. So maybe I'm confused about the First Amendment, right? I'm confused because if I am not free to my person, my effects, and things like that, First Amendment, then I am essentially arrested. And even if you claim that there was a detainment after so long, then I'm officially arrested. So when y'all use terms like there was warrant, because that's what she said. I didn't hear you say that per se. I don't remember. But she kept saying there's a warrant for him. And then he was at the hospital and no one could contact him. He couldn't contact anyone. That means he was arrested. So I'm confused at the word that y'all are using. You know what I mean? Like the verbiage, should I say. So either You saying he wasn't arrested until the 10th, but we know he was arrested that very night.
So no. So he was arrested on that night. He wasn't booked until the day I gave you because he wasn't booked into quote unquote jail until that day because he was receiving medical treatment.
Right.
I don't want to accept him if his injuries are too severe.
Right.
But sometimes it's called a remote booking when they actually book him while he's in the hospital, and then the guard, the sheriff's office takes over, his custody and his treatment and stuff like that.
Right. And that's so what I'm saying is though, so he was taken into custody that night, and then you are using the word book on the 10th, but he was arrested and formally in yours, theirs, somebody's custody as of that night. There's no like booking is like that's y'all had 72 hours to do that, to bring him before the judge, and you didn't. So that's already against the Constitution. So we'll take care of that. But I'm concerned at how when you say that you are transparent, the verbiage, and I know I'm just contacting you and just talking to you, but there was every day I was contacting Miss I'm sorry, I can't pronounce the name. I don't want to destroy the woman's name. Pruitt. Pruitt. Okay, thank you. And I even left her messages and she never called me back. There was times, which I understand because I know she works, right? She's working. But the words, I'm not sure, I know what book mean. That mean you finally went and put him on paper. But essentially when you took him in custody, took him to the hospital and had him in custody, he was under arrest. So I'm not sure what the 10th was the importance of the 10th. As of October 31st, he was under arrest. Right. Okay. So and then he wasn't booked before even got to see a judge until the 11th.
Whether he's judge in the judge sent that.
Yeah, you remember you gave me the information and the docket. Remember he got booked on the 10th and then he saw the judge on the 11th based on the docket.
No, that got booked on it. But I never said that he saw a judge. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what the information show on the internet. And the information that the sergeant sent my sister and called me to tell me yesterday. You forgot that? You even told me that. I'm confused. Or where his court date was on the 11th now, whether he saw the judge virtually or not, because that's what my concern with her kept telling her. She's like, well, they can't do nothing to him because he's in the hospital. I said, well, if he's under arrest, you could do it just like I'm through Zoom, like every other.
So that again, that is typically handled by the sheriff's office.
Okay.
We don't handle any of the court stuff. All that basically what happens is we make the arrest and then the custody is transferred to the sheriff's office. So if somebody is severely injured and receiving medical treatment, the sheriff's office usually doesn't accept them because of the condition. They have to get treatment until they will accept. Sometimes, depending on circumstances, they'll do what's called a remote witness, which I believe they did in their. I'm not 100% sure because he's saying that he's at the Justice Center, but I still think he's in the hospital. But they're the ones that would be able to answer that.
Okay.
Since he's now in their custody.
Okay. So I guess my concern is because y'all supposed to be transparent and y'all supposed to. I thought y'all would be the ones who definitely gonna do it right because you supposed to be checking the police to make sure they do right, which would tell me that you have a higher standard, of excellence, I guess. And so I guess I'm wondering how y'all arrested him, and then, but he wasn't officially arrested. Didn't even know what he's arrested for. I'm still not sure what he's arrested for. So for attempted armed robbery. So who was he robbing? Is what I'm, because your officer.
Looks like it's related to that attempted carjacking he allegedly committed. And again, that's being handled by the first district.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that's what. So now, so we're gonna be clear, right? So that took place way before the shooting, if it even took place, right? Because nobody saw it, right? So
I said allegedly, so
right, no, I get it. But he's been arrested by y'all for it after he got shot. We know he got shot and had a gun. I'm sorry, Ben Crump, the law firm of Ben Crump, calling me. I'll thank you for the information. I gotta accept this. Okay, thank you. Hello.
I did the doctor on the thing from talking from the there.
Yes, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Asking how about yourself?
I'm doing a little better since I'm hearing from you. Y'all call quick too. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I just wanted to discuss right now with the medical informant.
Yes.
I'd be trying to do that.
Yes. Yes.
So I just want to ask a couple of questions. Before, I do want to let you know that I'm working hard to get this happening. I can go.
Thank you.
Because I after with the information I demand that it happened on over the 30th.
Yes. Yes.
And then do you just tell me in your own words what you know that happened?
Yes. Okay, so now I wasn't there, okay, uh but I received a phone call on October 31st that my brother was shot. At first they told us he was shot in the leg, and the story, do you want like you want the whole story, or are you looking for anything in particular?
But if you could just tell me the whole story, how
Okay.
you know the information that you have.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we originally got a call that from my brother's fiance that he was shot, and she said he was shot in the leg. So this was Halloween night. She informs us that they were together. And my brother, it's Halloween night, and she said out of nowhere he had the police said that he had a gun, and he went to the police officer, banged on the hood of the car, and then ran from him. And as he was running from him, they claimed that he was pointing the gun at people in the parking lot. And then he went into the store holding a hostage, right? And so they put out many different stories out in the news. So we realized he was shot, and we thought he was shot in the leg, because that's what the integrity department, the ones who I guess they supposed to investigate the police. That's what they told us. Anyway, so we was talking to a Sergeant Pruitt with that uh sector of the police, and she informed us that he was shot. And then like days later she says he was shot in the shoulder, and he's paralyzed from the shoulder down. And she explains that he went on a spree, because even on the news they said he was on a spree, going from store to store doing these things. And we were thinking, like, my brother isn't violent. We're like, what's going on? But anyway, we can only go by the information. So now we find out he's paralyzed from the shoulder down. And but they wouldn't let us ever talk to him or a doctor. So for a whole entire week, we wasn't even sure he was alive. Okay, like there was just this person calling me and giving me information. Come to find out, but every time she speaks to different people in the family, it was something different to where we had to start recording the calls. So then eventually I threatened to talk to her supervisor because she was giving misinformation all over the place. And that's when she went to the hospital and let me speak to my brother. And I spoke to him just for a short period of time. And then I spoke to the doctor. So the doctor informed us that they shot him square in his back and that he had a fracture in his back, and he's paralyzed from the waist down. So we're getting all these different stories, and then on Wednesday they released it. They showed us as the family the video of the actions my brother took that day. They released it on. They showed us on Wednesday, and they released it on Thursday. And while my family was looking at this video, it was nothing like what they claimed. So they claimed that he went in the store with a hostage. They said he locked the door and he was going around pointing a gun at different people, and he went to rob the store. He was in the cash registers and things like that. Now, I'm not sure if you saw the video because it is on the internet, the one they released. And based on what the video from our perspective, and I'm only talking about my perspective, my brother was running from someone, right? Now, whether that someone was real or not, or in his head, that's a different story. I don't know. But we can tell when he went in that store, them people at that store knows him. So they didn't put no charges on him. Even he's been shot in that store. They was acting like he was robbing that store, but the charges has nothing to do with that store and that incident. Okay. So he went in the store and he went behind the counter, and I'm not sure if you can see the video, but he's hiding. The owner is there with him, and his son who works with him. And they are like trying to find out what is he running from, what is he scared about. And even the guy who is there working there, he pulls out his gun to go see what my brother is afraid of. They look like they called 911 to report, and then they informed them to leave out the store. They informed them to leave out the store, and my brother's just in there. He's panicking. It looked like something else is going on in his head, right? And then due to the video, we see the people who shot him. We see what they're saying and things like that, how they shot him. But they knew that he wasn't pointing a gun at anyone, because there was people outside saying, no, that, he's not in there harming anyone. The people who was in there told him that he's not harming anyone. But yeah, he got shot in the back, and he's arrested. We still haven't, I was just talking to someone trying to figure out who to speak to so I could speak to him and his doctor again, because it's 2 weeks. So they just booked him this week, but they had him arrested since Monday. No, that wasn't Monday. That was Friday the 31st. They're playing the game and saying that, well, they had a warrant for him. And because they had a warrant, they was there at the hospital, had him, handcuffed. No one could see him. No one could talk to him. They was playing the game saying he wasn't arrested. And I was like, if he's not arrested, we should be able to talk to him. But so I'm still searching to find out where he's at right now. The hospital said he need to go to physical therapy. He probably never gonna have any feeling in his legs again, and that he need to go to physical therapy. And they didn't know what to do with him because the police not telling him anything, and so he was just stuck there. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that he did have the
Yes, but it was a fake gun. But they can't tell that it's a fake gun. But it was a pellet gun with no pellets in it.
Okay. What's your listed? The name is Emmanuel Harris.
Yes.
And then can you tell me which police department was
So they're telling me that the police was with first district, New Orleans PD, first district. And
New Orleans PD first district?
Yes.
And then where was it that the incident happened? What was the store that was in when this happened?
I'm not sure the name of the store, the exact name of the store, but it is um it is on Canal Street in New Orleans. Um, I'm not sure the name. I could look it up for you.
You don't necessarily need it right now. I can probably fix it here.
Okay.
Then I can ask, did he that you know if he have any diagnosed medical condition, especially any sort of mental health condition?
Yes, he has mental health issues, and he's you know, off and on drugs.
And you know so specifically what he's diagnosed with?
Schizophrenia and depression. At least that's what I was told. Like because he's gotten in trouble before for having the paranoid. So the paranoia that he was having, he's had that before, and he's gotten arrested for it before, and they know this, you know. So
Has he ever been convicted before? Anything?
um, which I don't know. Like I know he's done time in jail. If that's what you're asking me. I don't know what conviction. What you mean, like um.
Yeah, he served any significant amount of time.
Oh yeah, he's been in and out of jail for his drug addiction. In and out of jail, yeah, a lot.
And how old is he currently?
54.